Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm sorry, I'm tired right now. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a review of Those Across the River by Christopher. I cannot pronounce it. I read it on this device. Absolutely loved it. By the way, I decorated it. So you have the kitties, and then on the back, you got, it's nice stuff there. And you have some more stuff. I know, I'm giving people the impression that I have very questionable taste in books. Anyways, I will probably remove them later on down the road and get something else. But, anyways, Those Across the River. This is a Southern Gothic horror story. This is a traditional werewolf story that's tied to racism and slavery and trauma that these creatures still go through. So for them, the war, it's like, it never ended. Like, they have a lot of trauma. Alright, so here's a warning for people that don't like a certain word in their book. This word, the N word, is at least over 100 times in this book. This is about a town called Whitman. They are heavily racist. They are an entirely white community. And up on the other side of the river is this former plantation that we don't get to see until towards the end of the book. And his ancestor owned a lot of slaves. A lot of slaves. And these slaves ended up becoming a pack of werewolves. And here's the thing. Frank, who's our main character, he comes to this town with his wife, and basically they find themselves being drawn into this community. And here's the thing. You keep on hearing that one word over and over again, and it becomes part of your vocabulary as well. It doesn't mean that you're a racist. It just means that you were infected by that word and all that. Anyways, so he starts suspecting that this half black, half white young boy with the filed teeth. I mean, literally his teeth are like sharp. I mean, sharp, like could eat your spleen sharp. And suspects that, when he first sees this kid, half black, half white, he's kind of thinking, why is this kid in the woods by himself? Like, he doesn't even care about the kid's skin color. He just kind of wants to know, why is this kid in the woods by himself? Well, he's not really by himself. He's got others. And oh my lord. So this one kid, he goes and he gets collared. I thought it was hilarious. He got collared like a dog. And literally he talks about these people, and there's some black folks and there's some white folks, and they're all hunky-dory and happy together. And he talks, it's a little graphic. He talks about how his body reacted to, this black lady and everything. Once again, can't avoid using the dang freaking N-word. Excuse me, this woman can eat your intestines. No, don't use that word. Don't, because she is already way above you on the food chain. And so, as time progresses on, you get the feeling that there is a lot more to these werewolves than just being freaking werewolves. And literally, we find out later on that every single one who's not white was part of Frank's ancestors' original population of slaves. So there was a former slave called Hector, and he goes and all the slaves rise up to kill him. But before this little pile of dog shit called a slave owner died, he infected Hector with lycanthropy and freaking immortality. Hector's master was over 200 years old. Like, I literally was like, did I just read it right that Frank's ancestor was born in like the 1600s? Like, oh, whoa. My mind just was blown. Like, these people are fucking immortal. They never die. They stay the same age they were when they returned. So it's kind of a little bit like, it's kind of a little bit like vampirism, except that you don't feast on people. So his wife ends up being infected with lycanthropy, and she changes into a werewolf and kills what appears to be a child. He has to cover up, like, oh, he screams, my wife is losing her child, and all that type of stuff. And yeah, so what happens is Frank, being the dumbass he is, goes back to, like, Whitman and sees that, like, everything has changed. There's, like, nobody there in the town. And yes, where they're all at, they're up there in the dang freaking mountains, butt ass naked. The pastor's gone, everybody's gone. It's just, it's one weird thing. And then what happens is Frank decides to get rid of these people once and for all. And yeah, it's, this one guy's like, don't kill me, don't kill me. And he's like, dude, I just sprayed you with mustard gas. You're going to die. He's like, don't shoot, I'll just wash it off. And he's kind of like, obviously you've never been in the military. You can't wash mustard gas off. It's in you. So he lets him go. The guy's going to die. And he does end up dying. In it. The mustard gas and the silver override his really hyped up immune system, and he dies. So, guy dies. I do kind of feel bad for the poor guy. He died. He died by the hands of a World War II weapon. Oh, man. Poor guy. Anyways, so Frank grows old. One war, like Great Depression, ends. There's another war, and then he gets old. And guess he's waiting on him when he's old enough to not be able to fight. His wife is back, and she is there, I'm going to guess, there to kill him. Because she's going to have a grand old feast. But guess who's with her? The half black, half white kid. Yep. He's there as well. We all know why. To eat him too. So, yeah, so poor Frank, he's dinner. So anyways, so my impression of this book. I had never read anything that was American Gothic. Southern American Gothic. Never have. This book was so good. If you can get past the constant use of the N word, you will find yourself enjoying this book. This, as I said, this is a classic werewolf story. You get bitten, you turn into one, and all that stuff. And it is basically Frank sacrifices so much. He had a affair with this girl who later on, became his wife. And he's kind of like riddled with that. And he really loved her, and that's why seeing her again, and she looks like she's still in her 20s, because she is immortal. She will never die unless somebody finds out what she is. And she is just, if I was a werewolf, I'd be like, hell, you guys are never going to find out what I am. No idea how many people that she's killed. No idea. But anyways, like I said, this is a Southern American Gothic. This is 1930s Southern life. This is with all its racism and religion and all that type of stuff. This is a time when people are finding it hard to get by and everything, and you have day laborers who barely manage to make it. And this guy is thrust into this nightmare that he just does not um, does not like. He wants to wake up from, but he can't. Um, and all in all, it's an interesting book. It's a really good take on the werewolf genre, and I really truly enjoyed it. I do plan on to buy this as a physical edition, um, and yeah. So, anyways, I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. So now that I am done with this book, I will start on So Thirsty, and we'll see how good that book is. Alrighty, I will see you guys around. I do intend to read the 2 chapters from The Winter Visitor. So yeah, so I will see you guys next time, and until then, stay spooky, stay scary, and keep reading your horror books. Bye.